Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we are totally leveling up your Busan trip. We're putting together a super structured, choose-your-own-adventure guide to one of South Korea's most vibrant coastal cities. So, if you're the kind of person who loves a perfectly planned travel day, you are absolutely in the right place. Picture this, right? You've just spent this fantastic morning wandering the steep, colorful alleys of Gamcheon Culture Village. You got the perfect photos, you had a coffee. But wait, it's only 11 a.m. We're going to solve one of the biggest problems travelers face here. What exactly do you do next without wasting your precious vacation time just trying to figure it out on the fly? So here's the game plan for today. We'll start by looking beyond Gamcheon, then we'll check out its quiet seaside cousin, explore some skywalks and seafood markets, figure out how to choose your perfect itinerary, and finally wrap things up with some absolutely crucial transit tips and tricks. All right, part 1, Beyond Gamcheon Culture Village. Let's look at the layout right outside Gamcheon. The coolest part about this area, you literally don't have to go far at all to completely change your scenery. The best coastal spots basically just sit right to the south, hugging the water. I mean, look at these travel times. You can jump from a hillside arts village to Korea's biggest fish market, Jagalchi, in a quick 10-minute downhill hop. Or give it 15 minutes and you're walking over the ocean at the Songdo Skywalk. Even the famous beaches like Gwangali and Huinnyeoul are only about 40 to 60 minutes away. You essentially have this giant smorgasbord of coastal options practically right at your fingertips.
Moving right along to part 2, the quiet seaside cousin.
Okay, if you were really into that artsy village vibe at Gamcheon, but maybe want something a little more chill, there is an absolute must-see spot that pairs so beautifully with your morning excursion. It's called Huinnyeoul Culture Village. The name itself actually translates to white ripples, and it was named poetically after the fresh water that used to run down the steep cliffs of Yeongdo Island. And when you see it, it just makes sense. It's the stunning row of white houses clinging desperately to a cliff. But here's the major difference. While Gamcheon looks out over the sprawling city, Huinnyeoul looks straight out to the vast open sea. It's just incredibly picturesque, dotted with all these tiny sea view cafes, which is exactly why it's a huge favorite for Korean movie filming locations.
Editor Jiwon Bae really hit the nail on the head regarding why you need to visit. As they note, Huinnyeoul is what Gamcheon felt like before the crowds. It's quieter, it feels more like a real neighborhood. So if Gamcheon starts feeling a bit too packed, this is your escape route. You can actually wander down the steep staircases from the village directly to the Jolian Coastal Walk. It's this beautiful, flat path right at the base of the cliffs with the ocean literally crashing right beside you. It's the ultimate antidote to those morning crowds.
Part 3, skywalks and seafood markets. But hey, maybe peaceful cliffside cafes aren't really your speed. For the thrill seekers out there, we've got the Songdo Skywalk and Air Cruise, just 15 minutes from Gamcheon. Imagine taking a cliffside walk where entire sections of the path are made of glass, jutting straight out over the ocean. And if you want to take it even higher, the Songdo Marine Cable Car, which they call the Air Cruise, glides completely across the bay in glass floor cabins. It's just a remarkably fun, high-energy way to spend an afternoon. And obviously, we cannot forget about the food. Because Gamcheon is basically a residential arts village, you're not going to find major meal options up there. But just 10 minutes downhill, you hit Jagalchi Market. This is the food heart of Old Busan and Korea's largest fish market. And the experience is wild. You literally just point to your fresh catch on the ground floor and then take it upstairs to have it grilled right in front of you. Plus, the whole Nampo area and BIFF Square right next to it are just bustling with absolutely incredible street food. Which brings us to part 4, choose your perfect itinerary. So how do we actually string these amazing ingredients into a workable day trip without, crisscrossing the city and wasting time? Here is your choose-your-own-adventure moment. We've boiled this down into 2 distinct, super efficient loops. Option 1 is the village loop. You do Gamcheon in the morning, hop a bus over to the white cliffs of Huinnyeoul for that coastal path, and then finish up at the dramatic sea cliffs of Taejongdae. Option 2 is the coast loop. Start at Gamcheon, head right down the hill to Jagalchi Market for a massive seafood lunch, and then spend the afternoon soaring over the bay at the Songdo Skywalk and cable car. If you're kind of on the fence between the two, transport writer Callum Reed has a really great take here. He highly recommends the village loop. Why? Because it just so efficiently pairs that hillside and seaside aesthetic together. Gamcheon and Huinnyeoul are essentially the same artistic concept, just in 2 totally different, beautiful settings. Doing them back-to-back means you don't have to make a whole second trip out to West Busan on another day. Honestly, it's a total masterclass in travel efficiency.
Finally, Part 5, Transit Tips and Tricks.
All right, now that you've got your perfect itinerary, let's master the logistics so you don't actually get stranded out there. You absolutely have to know these practical tips. First up, there are no subway lines that go directly to Huinnyeoul, Songdo, or Taejongdae. You'll be relying on buses and taxis. And here is the massive critical secret you need to know. Google Maps? Yeah, it's pretty much useless for public transit in South Korea. You have to download Naver Map or Kakao Map for live, accurate bus routes. Also, seriously, don't be afraid to just hail a cab. Taxis in Busan are super cheap for these short hops, and they'll save you a ton of time waiting around at bus stops. Or, if you want zero stress whatsoever, you can always just book a guided day tour to handle the whole shebang for you. To put all this transit stuff into perspective, just keep the number 20 in mind. It literally only takes about 20 minutes by bus to get from Huinnyeoul over to Songdo Bay. Hopping between these coastal spots is fast, it's affordable, and it's totally doable as long as you've got the right map app on your phone. Now, if you still have some gas in the tank or you're wondering what to do after the sun goes down, here's a quick lightning round of bonus spots. You could head down to Taejongdae to explore its wooded coastal park, or make your way east to Gwangali Beach. The nighttime view of the illuminated diamond bridge from there is unbelievable. There's also the famous Huinnyeoul Beach, where you can ride the Blue Line Park Sky Capsule, or head to the Huinnyeoul Skywalk if you want yet another breathtaking glass floor lookout. So we've mapped out the ultimate daytime guide in this explainer to get you beyond the alleys of Gamcheon and right out to the edge of the sea. The only thing left to figure out is this. Are you going to go for the charming cliffs of the village loop or the high-energy thrills of the coast loop? How are you going to design your totally unforgettable Busan adventure?